Okay, I came with my mindset prepared to talk to you about authority and about, but that's not what we're going to talk about today. Today we're going to talk about what's going on with Iran, not directly, but I just want to, you know, the United States has dropped a few bombs in Iran, and Christians. Let's talk about. I want to talk about four things. I see American flags and Christian flags flown in the same yards. I see Confederate flags and Israeli flags flown in Christian yards and in church yards. And I want to remind us that Jesus probably never, ever, ever waved or flew a flag. You'll probably never see a flag here at A Place to Talk. Four things I want to go over. Number one, Jesus didn't die. Jesus didn't wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm going to die for my friends. When I say Jesus didn't die, I'm contrasting that with the fact that Jesus didn't just die, he was killed. When you say Jesus died for you, you missed it. Jesus didn't die for you. Jesus was crucified. Jesus was killed. And people might think, oh, Jesus is weak. He was killed. He lost. He was one of those losers. No, 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 no. The book of Revelation is showing us that the Lamb has strength, that the Lamb that is willing to die is more powerful than any lion or warrior. So Jesus didn't die for America. He didn't die for Israel. The bigger thing to understand is that Jesus was crucified. He was crucified because he protested a system of religion and power and empire. He was preaching a kingdom that's not of this world. And when he's preaching a kingdom that's not of this world, it is in direct opposition to Rome. So Jesus comes riding on a donkey. Remember that? When he comes riding on a donkey, it's mocking the empirical ride on a chariot of the Roman emperor. It's sort of like a mocking of Caesar. Jesus's triumphal entry on a donkey. It's humorous. It's like political satire. It's calling out those who crush the poor, those who take advantage of the weak. It's those that are screaming for political power and religious power. That's what's going on. Jesus was calling that out, and it got him crucified. It got him killed. He didn't die for you. He was killed for you. If that whole concept of for you is even something we should be talking about. We'll get to that at another time. We'll talk about atonement theory. Maybe 2 weeks from today, we'll touch on atonement theory. Number two, before Israel was ever a nation, it was a person. Israel, he was Jacob, and he wrestled with God. When you're thinking about supporting Israel, when you think, oh, the Bible tells us to support Israel, and Jesus and Christianity is supposed to support Israel, and therefore we have to support Israel no matter what they do to Palestinians and no matter what they do to anybody in their world. We have to support Israel blindly. No, 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 no. You do need to support Israel, but remember that Israel is a term. It's an idea. It's about those who wrestle with God. So if you want to support Israel, start by supporting the neighbor down the street who is mocked and hurt because he wears a dress instead of jeans. You want to figure out who those people are that wrestle with God today. It's those ones that are saying, God, why? Why am I being kicked out of the country just because I don't know, because I don't look like other people? You want to support Israel. You support those who are wrestling with God, those who are wrestling because of whatever they're going through. Maybe it's the LGBTQ community. Maybe it's the undocumented. Maybe it's those who are marginalized because of their race or their sex or their gender. So if you want to support Israel, support those who wrestle with God. Number 3, if your cult has faith in nationalism, it's a cult. But Israel, this whole support the nation of Israel, it's nationalism. And when you've drawn into, you've moved yourself into this club, or you've drawn into this movement that is worshiping nationalism or worshiping America or worshiping Israel, you might be in a cult. If your club's praying for Israel but never praying for Iranians or Palestinians, you might be a cult. If you're more concerned about enriched uranium than you are about bombing Iranian children, you might be missing the boat. When Israel kind of became a nation and started wanting a king, that was not God's plan. 1 Samuel chapter 8, we'll talk more about that passage next week as we talk about authority, but that that call for the people of Israel as they called for and reached out and asked for a king that would make them a nation like the other nations, that was not God's plan. It was a rejection of God. Samuel got it. Okay, number 4. Jesus is the Prince of Peace, and he should never, ever, ever be a frickin' mascot for war. If you've got mixed up in a group that's celebrating war, it's like you're worshiping the map and you're not taking the journey. It's like you're quoting the script, but you forgot the story. The story is about sacrifice, not about war. As I think about how to tell you about who A Place to Talk is, this is vitally important. It's vitally important that you understand A Place to Talk is a place that's committed to including and inviting everyone, but never, ever, ever encouraging or celebrating picking up stones or swords.